Hello, and welcome to Life in the Bitter Truth. This is the podcast where we seek to understand the deeper and sometimes painful aspects of life and what it all means to us. I'm Vittorio.
And I'm Alex, his daughter. And today we're going to be talking about something that I just do not even want to think about right now, and that's the holidays.
Holidays.
I just got back from Target. Sorry, this is
Okay.
a side note. And
What'd you buy at Target?
just more shit that I don't probably need. But
For the holidays?
no, because I'm going on vacation, which we'll get into later. But
What?
everyone in there
Mm-hmm.
is just frantically putting stuff in their carts. They're not even I watched a lady put like some hair bows in her. She didn't even look at them. She just like threw them in there.
She's looking for presents for that white elephant gift or for the little bratty kid that needs a gift.
And I haven't even thought about it. So
No, yeah,
anyway.
actually, I haven't either. So why don't we kick off here? So, this is our holiday special.
Yay.
What that means, I'm not sure, but we are going to kind of talk about the holidays and all the drama that holidays are.
Yeah.
If that's what it really is. But yeah, holidays can be dramatic. So, and we've got kind of drama on our side of the world.
Yeah,
our family.
My dad always tells me that every family has their drama. But I mean, I guess we can start with how Thanksgiving was. How do you think Thanksgiving went, Dad?
I think Thanksgiving was great. I haven't hosted Thanksgiving in probably 20 years.
Normally we go to other people's houses.
We go to other people's houses, and for the last 3 years, I've been going to my partner's house, the Norman Rockwell house is what I'd like to call it. She is her house is warm and inviting.
I'm sorry, when you said Norman Rockwell, why did my mind go to Norman Bates? I was thinking the wrong Norman. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he's saying that on here. What does that mean? Sorry, continue.
I don't know. So her house is, I guess, warm and inviting, comfortable, and everyone is smiling.
Yes.
At least, yeah, I think everyone's smiling. And the house is just, like I said, warm and inviting.
There's games. You know, you can sit anywhere you want on the couch. There's blankets.
There's blankets. There's fireplace, and everything's warm.
And it's not like that at our house.
And the table is decorated to the nth degree with all kinds of lovely fall stuff. And then there's my house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, I had to host for the first time in, I think, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recall, but it's been like that. And we had fun. It was a small group. You did an invitation.
I did.
You did the invitation.
Dude. That was my, what would I call
contribution?
it? My contribution.
Right.
Other than, I think I was on the list. I was responsible for roles this year, but which is not a large role, of course. But I was the invitation creator.
Right, and I was prodded to get an invitation out by my partner.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted it done with all the specifics. So, and we do that for Passover as well. We do an invitation, so it's it's
that
great.
I've also taken the lead on, but it's fun.
That's
I like graphic design and shit like that.
Right. So we didn't have a large group because unfortunately it was a little last minute, and my son was coming in from out of state, and Alex, you were there with your partner, and my mother and my sister. My mother is 80-ish, 4-ish, something like that. And so, and my partner and her son came. And so we just had a small group, and it was fun. We did, I was responsible for the bird, the turkey. And this year I had decided that I was going to, in looking at so many freaking recipes online, I said, I'm going to break the turkey up. Not me personally, but I'm going to go to Stater Brothers and get a turkey cut up.
And I went with you, and it was so gross to see. We went super early in the morning.
Yeah.
Before anyone was there, we bought it early, and I just watched that man
cut it up. Exactly. But it was perfect. I was able to season it. I made some compound butters with tarragon and garlic, and then I did another one which was lemon peel and butter. That was delicious, of course. And I lathered that bird up nice and good. So I cooked it and it came out good, and it was good.
People liked it.
People liked it, I think, and my sister was responsible for the mac and cheese and the charcuterie board.
Yes, both
And
hits.
my son was responsible for a pie, apple. No, it was a pumpkin pie. And then my girlfriend's son was responsible for the apple pie. You were responsible for the rolls. And
we also had some games that we played. We played Pictionary.
Yeah, we did play.
That was pretty intense.
Yeah, that was played. And then left, right, left, or game right, left. And my partner put together. She loves games at every holiday, and so we did that. And she put it all together. I borrowed her easel because she's got everything you can imagine to have a party. So I borrowed that, and then everything in my house is borrowed. I don't have chairs. I don't have tables. And I have plenty of things to cook with, but I don't have those kinds of party things. So I had to go get them all. I think you ran off to go get a bunch of stuff for me.
Tablecloths and things. Yeah. I mean, when I think about, like my partner's mother, for example, she's got every type of tablecloth, every type of runner and little candles and glasses and all these things that all match. And I think we're a little bit more minimalist on this side of the hood.
That's right. Minimalist is a good way of saying it. That's right. That's right. So
it went well. It came together really well.
And I was so ecstatic. The bird came out great. And I had done a gravy that was to die for. Not my recipe. It was a recipe that I saw on Instagram, I think it was, whatever it was.
Instagram Reels.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And so I like those things. And then I go back and look at them again. So it was great. It was using the neck meat and some other parts and pieces for the kind of to add texture to the gravy. And it came out really good. I was happy. I had it. And of course I used, what's my favorite spice?
Turmeric.
Turmeric. Everything. I put turmeric in just about everything.
That's funny.
And my daughter, the youngest one, hates it.
Yeah.
I used it for color mostly, and it came out nice. It was a nice color.
Do.
And I was so enamored by this gravy that I had to ensure everybody got gravy. I mean, it was a mandatory. Right. I don't care if you like gravy or not. Have my damn gravy because it's that good. It was that good.
It was good. It was good. Granted, I'm not the biggest Thanksgiving food fan. Yeah, I also don't like heavy meats. So
turkey's not heavy.
Well, when I see it in the thing, I don't know. I was vegetarian for many, many years, so to be eating meat now and to watch it get cut up, I was thinking about that a little bit. But it's fine because the veggies were great. Yeah. Who made the green beans?
I made the green beans.
Oh, see,
I made the green beans with butter, with my compound butter. That was the citrus zest. Yeah, it was delicious.
That was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
And
the good thing about our Thanksgiving was that we pull up and it's not years in the past where I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to see that person there. I freaking got into a fight with that person on Facebook. I don't want to freaking see that person. I will say, thanks be to God, everyone that was there at our Thanksgiving, I love to see.
Right.
So that was awesome.
Right.
You know what? That's important to say.
So again, the Thanksgiving went off without a hitch. I even had the cranberry sauces for the two different kinds for the two people that like cranberry sauce, which one is my mother and the other one's my partner. I don't think anyone else ate cranberry sauce or the slab of that you have to get out of the can, whatever. So it went well. And then we played games, which was, of course, the hit. And even my mother got into it because she got into that responsibility of wiping the board after each Pictionary, and that was funny.
She hates when we dirty our hands. She's like a clean freak. So every time we would try to just wipe it really fast and then write it again, she would just throw us the tissue or the napkin or whatever. And she was dying when my partner Jacob was up there writing, drawing all the things, trying to get. I mean, we were all on the same team, the three of us. So Grandma was I just kept looking at her, just dying. It was awesome.
It's funny when you play Pictionary with people. And you see their characters come out, and so your boyfriend's, he was getting in there, and he would throw himself on the floor and scoot across the floor to the easel and start.
He's a performer.
He's a performer.
And you should see him when he sings karaoke.
Yeah, and we're not artists. I mean, I couldn't figure out some. It's like you're trying to
Well, okay, let me just say, the other team that was against us, it was my father, myself, my partner Jacob, and then who else? Oh, Thea.
Oh, my sister.
Was on our team, so it was the four of us. And for some reason, the other opposite team that my brother was on, I don't know, they just kept getting really easy.
Yeah, they got really. It
just seemed weird.
Thanksgiving themed, so
words, and we had to draw based on those words. So they kept getting really.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not saying they cheated, but I don't know.
And so the left-right game was very cool. She wrote up, this is my girlfriend, she wrote up this whole thing, a script, and she was, she recites it, and and as you go through it, you go left, and then you go right.
With the gift that you brought.
With the gift that you brought.
It's kind of like a white elephant type thing.
Yeah. But that was very cool. So we did all that, and it was fun. And then after...
And that was the first time Jacob had ever played games like that.
Oh, really? Okay.
So he was like, wow, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was fun, of course. So we had a blast. And then my sister had to depart because my mom had to get home. She had to feed her dog. So we stayed up till 12:30.
Begrudgingly, yeah.
Begrudgingly, we were all laughing and talking all kinds of nonsense, and that was going on till 12:30 when we realized it. And of course, we had gone through 4 bottles of wine.
I was completely sober, unfortunately.
Yeah, well,
not a big wino, but
everybody was enjoying themselves and whatnot, so that was good. And then we had to stop, but then at the end of it, you and your brother
got into
something,
which happens every single year. Yeah. I mean, even my partner was like, dude, what's up with you guys? Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. And I'm like, I think, and maybe this is my fault for being completely sober. Maybe maybe I should have been partaking in the gifts.
The gifts of what? Liquor?
God.
Oh, God.
Yes.
The magic liquid?
Of the wine, yes.
Of the wine, okay.
Because I think when people start acting funny, when they get
a
little, yes,
acting a fool,
when they get a little confident and get a little cocky, I'm going to take that for face value because that's the type of person I am.
But it doesn't make a difference whether there's alcohol involved.
Yes, it does. With your son, yes.
No, because I remember a story. Mm-hmm. This was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe, something like that, 5 or 6 years ago. I take the 3 of you to dinner because it was Father's Day. Mm-hmm. And, it's always cherishing when my 3 are together in the same room because it's great, right? I get to enjoy the 3 of them. And unfortunately, you 2 got into it at Father's Day at this pizza place that I wanted to go to. And I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Victoria's looking at me, and I'm looking at you 2 going at it. I'm going, what the fuck?
We were knife to the neck. We were ready.
I said, you know what, you assholes, I got to go. I don't want to deal with you jerk offs. And I paid the bill, and I said, let's get the hell out of here because you guys screwed up my Father's Day.
Yeah. And we did not expect for you to be like, let's fucking get out of here.
And I was pissed. So everybody got in the car, and I immediately drove home, and I didn't talk to you 2 clowns for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, so. No, you were definitely upset. I think...
and this seems to happen all the goddamn time.
It's definitely gotten better. My brother and I our communication has gotten better. I think, he and I are different types of people.
But what is it with families where, this happens not just in our family, but if you think about this, right? So you guys have not lived together for years. So what is it? Every time you guys come back into the same space, you guys want to pick a fight with each other?
Or we start talking about problems? It's either that or we start talking about depressing shit. We just want to bring up old trauma, and we're like, why do we do this every time?
Trauma. I hate that word because it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Trauma.
I'll explain it another podcast episode. But I don't know. We just got into it about Victoria, about my younger sister, and
dumb stuff.
Me, I'm excited because she's going to be going to college soon. So I'm all gung-ho college. I'm ready to move her into her dorm. I'm ready to fly wherever the hell she wants to go.
Right.
Whereas my brother doesn't really work like that. For him, he's very, let's see, what's the best word I can say? Very particular.
Well, I think he's, he lives in a different state. So he said he's coming for her high school graduation, but to move her into the dorm, I can understand that. It's a bit much for him, and that's his perspective.
And I told him
that. But I understand your perspective.
Right. And I said, bro, I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm not telling you to do anything. But I think he felt, pressured by me. And I kept saying, bro, I'm not trying to argue with you. Everything's okay.
But it went into an argument.
He started feeling bad about himself. And then instead of being like, oh, damn, maybe I need to think a little bit more about it. He just.
Boom, an attack. And then they're going at each other. And
my partner Jacob's like, what the fuck is going on?
Even I think I went to the kitchen to go do something. And all of a sudden I'm hearing this. I go, what the hell's going on now?
Yeah.
And then boom, of course, we settled it. I mean, no, we didn't settle it, but we ended the evening because it was already 12:30. So
yeah, no, he and I settled it offline, but then I realized, oh my God, he's buzzing. I'm completely sober. I'm the odd man out here. No one is gonna hear me out because I'm thinking way too logically about this.
But this is par for the course with all families, and doesn't make a difference what the holidays are. We just got done with Thanksgiving, so we're entering into Christmas,
Hanukkah, yeah,
Christmas, then Hanukkah, and because in our family we celebrate everything, Christmas and Hanukkah. So
not Kwanzaa, so not everything.
Not Kwanzaa, but yeah, you know what I mean. But from our perspective, that's what we seem to celebrate everything. But and we're going to be entering Christmas with all of that cheer. And this time around, your brother, I don't think is coming because he can't get off time off work. But now we're entering into another holiday, and this time I'm certainly not hosting that darn thing, but because I don't celebrate Christmas, I go and enjoy with others.
That would be weird for a Jew to be the host of Christmas.
Right. So I enjoy with others, and I'll bring whatever's asked of me. So, but this year, again, the problem we've always faced is what with holidays.
Where do we go? We can't make everyone happy. Right. And it's especially worse if Gianni's not coming, because then all the pressure is on me as the other child to show up to everything.
Right.
And I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. And I'm on vacation mode. This week, I'm going to be in Mexico. I'm going to come back, have 2 days, and then it's going to be Christmas.
Right.
I have my holiday work party tomorrow. I'm just...
Right. I understand.
Just
but
you know what? Holidayed out.
Something that's come up over the years is, the impact of divorce, right? On kids, right? And how that affects them. And, since I'm not the kid, obviously you would have more insight on how it affects you, but, we've got that whole issue to deal with and whatnot. So,
yeah. So growing up, my parents had us 50-50. And, every year they would switch on and off for Christmas, Thanksgiving, all the major holidays, right? One year
generally it was always Christmas Eve, your mother had you.
Right. I'm sorry.
And Christmas Day, I had you.
Right. So we were just going back and forth.
Right.
And, for the Latino community, celebrating on Christmas Eve is
common? Common.
Yeah, it's very common.
Yeah.
And so this year, and your family has always celebrated on Christmas Day.
Right.
That is the thing.
Right.
So to be in a relationship now, my partner is also from a divorced family.
Well, taking a step back, your mother over the years has shifted.
Well, yeah, because we're grown ass adults now. Right. So she doesn't feel like she has to really emphasize and tell her family, hey, everyone, remember I want my kids to be here with their grandparents. Right. Can we do it on Christmas Eve? Now it's a free-for-all, especially since my grandma's passing. Yeah, there's, all bets are off.
Sure.
So, my mom told me just this last week, you're not a kid anymore. Either you show up or you don't. And
okay.
There's consequences to everything, right? Everyone's going to be pissed off. Like, either that people are going to be pissed off on your dad's side, people are going to be pissed off on our side.
Right.
Whatever. Right. You already know how it is.
I do. And,
and there have been Christmases, holidays where I've gone for an hour at this place, left, sat in 45-minute traffic, gone for another hour at this place.
You did the rounds.
Yeah, and it's fucking horrible. Right. I hate it so much.
You've also protested, meaning you decided to...
Yeah,
what was it?
In the recent years.
Cancel Christmas. Not cancel Christmas, but avoid the process of running around the town.
Yeah. I hate being in Christmas traffic. Yeah. It's horrible. I hate driving in general. That's like a fun fact about me. But, I have a very long commute to work, so I don't really want to do that on a holiday. But now being with my partner, he's also comes from a divorced family. Luckily this year, both his parents, begrudgingly or whatever, are going to be coming together to make it
Really?
easier for the kids, which is
Wow.
so fucking sick.
With their partners?
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
that's phenomenal.
his mother doesn't have a partner right now, but his father's remarried, and so yeah,
You know
we're all
what?
coming together.
My partner, she feels exactly the same way. You know what? More the merrier. This way, nobody has to go through a pain and whatnot.
Jesus.
So, you know what? I get it. It is an awkward
Yeah.
situation. At least, not so much with your mother, because I think it's been so many years that
It's a little awkward for her, I
for her,
think.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But you don't
I
really
don't.
care.
I'm never awkward with anybody. I don't care. But when you want to come and enjoy, enjoy. God
You guys
bless you.
got divorced
What
like
the hell do I
25
care,
years
right?
ago.
What do I care, right? So I don't take it the same way. But with your sister's mother, I don't know.
No, I'm not ready for that yet.
I don't think she's even ready. She's nowhere near being ready for something like that. And you know what? It's difficult because yeah, we're not there. So
We're not there yet.
I'm glad that his family is doing that. So it
It
alleviates
makes it
some
easier
stress.
for us.
But you had said, so now there are 3 homes.
3 homes.
Right.
But my stepdad's family is also celebrating their own thing.
Ah, okay.
And so it's kind of difficult because we've got a packed
I forgot.
24th and 25th. Our
That's
Filipino side also celebrates big. I rarely see our Filipino family. I love them to death. And the elders are only getting older. So so lots of things to consider.
Right.
And
it's tough for you.
then Hanukkah comes right after that.
Hanukkah comes right after that, but that's a little easier because that's more of a personal, quieter celebration with your younger sister. And if one or all of you are there, great. If not, it's okay too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's, like I mentioned earlier, the thing you have to really think about is, where do I want to be? Where will I be at most peace? Where will I be most happy? My partner asked me that today. Where do you want to go?
Go where you're the most peaceful. That's okay.
Like, God, if I could choose,
just make sure you go and where I'm at.
Of course, right?
That's right.
If I could choose, I would go to church, go eat, and go home.
Okay, well,
right? Like that would be the most peaceful to me because that's what Christmas is about. In my religion, of course. But, we're kind of but we are tasked with
family.
Seeing
it's family time.
Yes.
And so when we talk about family, right, there's a whole host of characters in all families. And they make movies about holidays and the drama that is the holidays. And Hollywood for years has been making movies about that subject. So,
and I love the movies.
None of us are immune to it. I don't care who you are, what planet you live on. Your family is as jacked as most of ours are, or not all of them are. So, and there's drama.
I will say, I think our family, the Cuban side, we are, I think we're particular people. We all have our little quirks and our little things that we like.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's side of the family, the Mexican side, I think, they're a little problematic. I don't think the Cuban side is problematic. I think it's only the Mexican side.
I think from what you're saying is there's a lot of involvement in each other's lives.
Yes.
To the point of.
Whereas your side of the family, we kind of just.
We don't get involved.
You guys are, if you don't like something, if there's a tiff, you guys settle it face to face and deal with it.
You'll never see it.
There's no passive aggressiveness,
nothing. You'll never see it. You'll get a lot of. You'll get some sniping, but it's nothing. It's like you got in my household growing up. You had to have a very thick skin because there's not that there wasn't kind words, but there's just you had to have a thick skin. Everybody's gonna you're gonna be the center of a couple punches here and there, but whatever. Everybody got it,
right?
And everybody gets it. So
whereas in my mother's side of the family,
everyone's offended. Oh my God.
Yes, or we just don't deal with anything.
Yeah.
The resentment builds and builds. And this is like 30 years plus resentment for the siblings. My mom has a lot of siblings and they all have children, which I have good along with all of their children, but it's
the adults.
It's the adults that I have a problem with.
Right.
I've throughout the years of my childhood growing up, always been a huge defender of my mom when it comes to her siblings. My mom is the youngest, so she kind of sometimes gets, some just mistreatment
The youngest
from
of
her.
all senior citizens now, right? So it's kind of funny.
She's not a senior citizen yet. She's
Okay,
only
whatever.
54.
Okay.
Next year she'll be 55. Is that
Right.
technically when people become seniors?
Okay.
55?
So what? Why so much drama on your mother's side of the world?
Gosh, I'm not too sure. I think maybe it stems from just weird.
Is it culturally?
Yeah, maybe it's
Okay.
maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's you know, I don't know. I mean, if we're not given the tools, or we don't seek the tools to learn how to communicate better with our siblings, with our parents, with our partners, we just keep perpetuating the same bullshit. So, if you don't know how to deal with conflict, if you don't have good coping skills, if you don't know how to just be a decent human being and not an asshole, then, you might have issues with your sister's daughter, like me.
Your sister's daughter?
Yeah,
okay.
Me.
Yeah, okay. Well,
and, that's the biggest thing. I think I've always been, the, I black sheep doesn't feel like the best word, right? But
that might be your perspective. I don't think you've ever been the black sheep.
But I've always
been. Now you do have a black sheep in the family. Like your side of the family has a black sheep. We don't name names, and we don't really particularly say that about another person. I've got one or two or three, which we don't name them, of course, but we always know that person.
Well, I think I've always been I've been told from,
and I think I might be one of them too. So.
I've been told from different people in my mom's family, like, you just need to just zip it and put your head down.
Oh,
and me, I'm, my mom, bless her heart, she's always been the quiet one, the one that that serves and gives to her family.
So they're telling the adult children to zip it and not mind your business, but mind your P's and Q's, or mind your place.
No, mind your fucking business. That's what I've been told. And so,
even though you're the business at hand, they might be talking about you. Is that what?
Yeah, okay. or my mom, right? And so no one's going to tell me that I can't speak up for my mom or defend my mom or whatever. And so I always have my fists up all the time, and I'm the one that's always talking shit, or not talking shit, but speaking the truth, and always being the defender of the people that are getting mistreated on that side of the family. And yeah, I'm not very liked in that because of that.
You're not very liked in that side of the that side of the family.
Yeah, okay. Because I don't know how to shut up. Or I don't know how to let it be.
Let it be. Okay, well, that does happen. Cast of characters, again, we all have them. We all have one or two, or like I said, three that we might consider a black sheep, or, somebody that isn't necessarily well liked or whatever, but we see them maybe once a year or a couple times a year, and that's about it. That's about the extent of it. But, it is what it is. That's how families are.
And over the years, politics has, become a contentious topic on both sides of our family, because we have, half of my mom's side of the family is super liberal, the other half is super conservative, and again, it's just not. And what I've learned as someone that's kind of gone through my own journey with my own politics and my own, like, what do I do with it? Do I argue with people at the table, or do I just, like, I'm not going to change anyone's mind, right?
What politics, same thing. My side of the family, we've got two different texting groups. Mm-hmm. The group that is more conservative or viewed as conservative, then the other group is the liberal group. Mm-hmm. And just like in my family, we've got two sets of political views, and political conversation can be very robust. No, robust. I mean, it can be. And we've got some lunatics that also are heavy duty, conspiracy theorists.
Oh my God.
And
so
my
true.
God, it's like, what are you talking about? So something and we have that on both sides of that spectrum too.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is. So those things come up in conversation all the time.
Right.
Every holiday, it is what it is. So, we're entering that realm of, the holidays, and that conversation is going to come up again.
And most of the time, I feel like nowadays we don't really say much. Whereas maybe a few years ago, maybe before Trump's first term, maybe we did talk about it more. But I feel like we don't. There's no reason. That's what I tell my mom and that side of the family. It's like, none of you guys are going to change each other's minds. So what's the point of even bringing it up?
I think the conversation revolves, in the political, it's all about the economic impacts of one administration versus another. That economics keeps coming up
because I will say something that I think you guys, your guys' generation is doing now, where it's not even really about liberal versus conservative. I think you guys are really like riding the horse of like your generation is the best and ours is horrible and alpha it's gonna fucking ruin everything for that's a whole other podcast episode in and of itself. But y'all, like your guys' generation is so obsessed with yourselves. It's really weird.
No, we're not obsessed with ourselves. We just know.
And this happens every couple generations. The one before always thinks it's the best. But
I grew up in the 70s, and I was a latchkey kid. I grew up on television. I grew up, feeding myself and not worrying about where I needed to be, because I knew that when it went dark, you had to be home, right? Because either you weren't going to get food, or it was dark, and back then we didn't have cell phones, of course. So you had to get home at a certain hour, and otherwise, they may forget you and lock the doors. So that's just kind of how it is today. The helicopter parents, and you know what? No criticism, totally, because I was extremely protective of you, and certainly of your younger sister. Your brother, not so much. He got to do a lot more stuff just because I guess, I mean, arguably he's a boy, so that was my mentality. But this generation, your generation, my generation views it with, one eyebrow up all the time. What are you guys doing? So that comes up in conversation a lot during the holidays.
It's weird because then you ask yourself, like, who raised these kids? And then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh shit, I did.
I know. It's scary, but it's very, very true. So it's funny when we speak about some of our cast of characters. There is, the story of my father. My father passed away at 94, so well and ripe. He several years ago, I think he passed away, and it's been I think 3 years. And it's kind of funny. He lived in an apartment not too far from me, and during the holidays, one of us had to pick him up to take him to where they were celebrating either Thanksgiving and or Christmas. And my father was somebody who was very old school, and at 94, you kind of do what the hell you want to do, and you kind of sit back and you don't think about it much, because who's going to say something to a 94-year-old? Well, unfortunately, his children, myself, my sister, and my older brother, we were fairly vocal. So of course, I would go pick him up to kind of get to the story, and he would wear his cologne. And it's the most comedic thing. He wore too much cologne. So he would get inside my car, and it's the most comedic thing where everybody stuck their head out the window on the drive. I
was never in this car,
so it was like your younger sister, my partner, my mother. Everyone's like, it's so potent, the amount of cologne he would wear. And so that was always a comedy, is who's picking up dad, because nobody wanted to pick him up because of the amount of cologne. You would walk out of the car with a major headache. And so you couldn't enjoy yourself the rest of the afternoon because you were sitting there nursing a major headache. So that's kind of a funny little story about my father, but that was something we actually, we flipped a coin, my sister and I, because, we lived closer to him, or lived closer to him. And so that was something we had to do many, many times. And there were times where I would get a last minute phone call. Something came up and you're going to have to pick them up because of that problem. So there you go. So
I also get car sick with grandma in the car too, because she wears that Chanel No. 5, and
there you go. Know. So yeah, so
you're always doing the heavy pour with the perfume, but
yeah. So when we speak about the holidays, all families have traditions, and I know that for Hanukkah, the simple tradition for us is simple. Your younger sister usually decorates, and I usually have her gifts laid out. I still do, the 8 gifts for her, but as she's gotten older, her demands have gotten more. So,
of course. She wants a Burberry perfume.
I'll probably have to start reverting back to what I do for you guys is just, cash is king. But
Right.
yeah, it's, that simple tradition. She'll do the decorating and it's simple. We'll recite some prayers and we'll open the gift. We'll light the light and light the Hanukkah lights and pretty simple, pretty quiet scenario. But for, Christmas, back in the day, traditions, my partner, she's got all kinds of traditions and it's fascinating. It's wonderful. I mean, I sit back and just like, wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, we never did it as kids, even way back when. So, but that's the kind of stuff you see truly in television or in movies
the
where
traditions.
those kinds of traditions. So it's very, very endearing, very fascinating.
And I'm starting to think like, okay, what kind of traditions do I want to have? Like some funky, weird things, you know what I mean?
Like what?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what I might want to do. And, if I ever have kids or, do we want to travel during Christmas? Do we want to get the fuck out of here? Do we want to, is it the tradition to spend New Year's Eve somewhere else? I don't know.
So you bring up travel for the holidays, right? So for years and years and years, we would go to Las Vegas for Thanksgiving. And so we would pack you guys up and we'd head out to Las Vegas and we'd have Thanksgiving dinner at a casino. And then, we'd go back to the house or I'd make a Thanksgiving dinner at our home there. And that's how we celebrated. We got out of Dodge. And for years, my sister would go camping for Thanksgiving. And I remember one year I actually did go camping with them. And it is, oh my God, it is a party like I've never seen a party happen. It is a desert. I mean, they would go camping in the desert. And
her friends, I know how to party.
They've got a fried turkey. They've got a barbecued turkey. They've
like
got
brisket and all
they've
this.
got food beyond food. They could feed an army of people, and there's probably 50 people in that big group and whatnot. And they've got drinks flowing. They've got food for days, and they layer out tables after tables after tables celebrating Thanksgiving, and everyone's sitting down. You've got 5 or 6 tables, and you don't know who the hell's at the other end of it because it's just that many people there, and they're just, enjoying themselves.
That sounds fun.
And for years, my sister did that, and now that my mother's gotten older, I think my sister is now taking. She's taking on the role of making sure my mom gets to places and whatnot. So, and I know that that happens with travel sometimes during the holidays. So that's a tradition you're going to want to create. Well,
I mean,
that's interesting.
It's pretty cool because my partner's father and his side of the family always do like a pajama party every single year. The second week of, so it's actually this Saturday. So the second week of December, technically, right? Are we in the second week of December?
We're in the second week of December, yeah.
So the second week of December every year, that Saturday, they do a pajama party where they have games and karaoke and lots of food, lots of drinks, and everyone has to show up in their PJs. Oh, and it's really Christmas PJs. Christmas PJs. Sounds like a party. Last year was the first year that I was able to attend, and it was fun. It was really cool. I think. I mean, we came after work and we just showed up, and everything was calm and happy and great.
So no one got into it.
No one got into it.
Not your boyfriend.
Not that I'm aware of.
Sibling or anything like that.
No, okay. Everyone was happy and.
Now both families were there, or just...
No, just the father's side.
Oh, just the father's side.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm thinking like maybe if we on my mom's side, if we had more stuff, something like that instead,
right?
Where it felt like it was more of a family, more camaraderie, and not just. All right, here we go. Like we're showing up. It's Christmas. Here's whatever I thought about bringing, right? It doesn't feel...
Right. So if your mother said, I'm doing Christmas Day and we're going to do it at 2:00 and all these people are coming, what would your initial reaction be?
Depends on who's there.
Oh boy. See, depends on who's there. I'll show up. Depends on who's there. Yeah, and I understand that there's the problem with family
Yeah. And it's hard because, when you think about growing up, I have so many great memories of with my cousins at my grandma's house when my grandma was still alive. And, we would eat tamales and we would eat, have our hot chocolate and all these fun things when you're growing up. You think, oh my God, my finally seeing my
What's
cousins.
that tamarind drink? Is it a tamarind drink?
Are you thinking of champurrado?
Yeah, that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We had that too.
Okay.
Everything was great and everyone was happy and no one was upset with each other.
Right.
Maybe from being a kid, you don't really
Right.
see that type of stuff. You just see your cousins and all the gifts and whatever that fuels you.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're an adult, it's not about, I don't need you to give me a gift. I just need you to remember that that I'm not still in high school, that I've graduated high school almost 10 years ago, but you're still asking me when I'm going to graduate.
It's funny. So, there's somebody, I saw something online and somebody was saying regarding adults giving gifts to other adults. And she basically yelled out, you don't have to give an adult a gift.
I tell my mom that
gifts
all
are for
time.
children.
Yeah. My mom, whatever. Again, like this is just my mom's way where she's like, no, I have to get a gift for every person and every child of theirs. And a lot of those children are having children. So my mom's right there every single year with her list.
Wow.
And I'm like, a lot of people. Where are we going to pull this money from? Because this is too much. I told my brother, and my brother's birthday is the 29th of December. So his is right after Christmas.
Right.
And, funny enough, last year, we right after Christmas we drove to Vegas. We took a flight to Vegas.
You guys did. I don't remember that.
Yes. Okay. Just to be out there, and I don't know, again, it's just like finding things to do in such a short amount of time. That's right. Obviously making it so much more hectic.
Right.
But this year we're kind of just here and then going to Mexico next week.
But, no, but that's not Christmas. That's for a different reason. That's vacation.
Well, we keep saying we're celebrating Christmas with his side of the family.
Okay.
But
is that what's going to happen?
Well, technically not. Now that I think about it, more so his mom's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we move from the craziness of Christmas and bouncing around families and all the crap that people bring, and it's funny that they kind of rehash old stories and that kind of stuff, and so it's always the same old story. You'd say I've carved so many turkeys over the years because somehow or another I get stuck carving turkeys, and that's fine. It is what it is. I'll do it. But I've learned, if I'm going to carve the turkey, I'm going to put on a smock and make sure I don't get that shit all over me, because it seems to always happen.
Right.
So,
that's like one of the big holiday quirks. And other than just, like I said, birthdays around the holidays and having everything sandwiched in between, I feel like come October, I just start dissociating, because it's like there's so much to do. There's so much to buy. Everything is so expensive. Now you have to get gifts for everyone, and now they're doing, holiday boo baskets at work.
What?
And
what's a boo basket?
A boo basket.
What's a boo boo like BOO?
BOO, yes.
What the hell is
that? A boo basket is a gift basket that you give around Halloween time to your loved ones, your partners, or coworkers.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's just consumerism. More reasons to spend money, but it's crazy because you have Halloween. I'm only speaking from my personal schedule and my conception of the world. Halloween, and then my partner and I celebrate our anniversary. And then after that, before that, it's your birthday, then the anniversary, and then my stepdad's birthday, then your birthday, then the anniversary. Then it's Thanksgiving, lots of other birthdays, my brother's birthday at the end, then New Year's. And it's just.
It's funny. So you brought up boo or Halloween. And so of course, I'm not a big fan of Halloween. So what I do, now that all of you are much older and you guys don't do any of that stuff, and I think I don't know whether you went to parties. So Halloween parties are big now with younger people, but whatever. No, I will prepare a Halloween bag, or my partner will help me, and she's good at that stuff. And I'll do it, but for the neighbor kid.
Yeah.
Because I like that kid.
He's 5 years old. He's very sweet.
Very sweet. And so I will do that, and I'll talk to the mother. I'll text the mother, hey, what time are you guys gonna head out? Make sure you stop at my house first, because I'm shutting down the house. So he'll come over, show me his costume, and then I immediately lock the door, turn every single light off, and then I go hide on the other side of the house, and wait for it to end, so nobody goes knocking on my door. Is that terrible? I know, it sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. I know. There were years where I said, maybe I should turn the sprinklers on.
That's so messed up.
I know. That's so it does sound terrible, but unfortunately, I don't. That's what I've been doing for years as far as Halloween goes.
And that's the thing. I feel like Halloween was always my favorite holiday, but it just gets so swept up by everything else. And for the last year, my partner and I said, no, we're gonna go to a pumpkin patch. We're gonna do Halloween festivities, Lord, and then it escapes us.
If people do the what's that from at Knott's Berry Farm, the
Not Scary Farm?
Not Scary. That everybody has been jonesing to do that stuff. And so your younger sister did that. Cost me, I think, $75 or whatever it was.
You should see how expensive it is at Universal.
Yeah. So, you go through these holidays and you get to the end of the year. And of course, everybody sits back and says, well, what do we do New Year's Eve? Oh my God. And of course, you go, if it's just you and your partner, you're going to go to dinner. Of course, that's very expensive. And then again, you're going through
it's the parking thing.
Parking thing. You're setting up. If you're going to do something at your house, are you going to invite people? And we've done everything from bowling to house party to some other event. Other things we've done. So again, New Year's is another whole big event, but it's kind of the last one. And of course, you do games and stuff again. So all that good stuff.
And this year, my partner Jacob wanted to go see this DJ in Vegas.
Okay.
So imagine going to the Sphere. This is going to be a crazy. She's like, babe, this is a fucking badass DJ. Blah 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 blah. Right? It's at the Sphere. It's on New Year's. I'm like, I will
it's $1,000 per person.
I will shoot myself in the head if I am on the Strip on New Year's Eve.
Let me tell you.
I told him with peace and love.
Many years we went to the Strip to go see the New Year's Eve celebration, and because we spent many years in Las Vegas at the end of the year as well.
And I'm little, so I don't know what the fuck's going on.
And we were, they're standing. You guys are standing outside, and you guys are watching the fireworks and that kind of stuff. And I'm still stuck inside because I'm at the blackjack tables trying to get my, trying to make your money back. My little cheer, trying to earn my money back exactly. But Vegas at New Year's is crazy busy and it's not fun. There was one year we went to dinner, so it was just the adults, right? I think your mother may have had you guys, and so we went to New Year's. We were in Vegas and we decided to have dinner at one of the nice restaurants there on the Strip and stuff. And it was it wasn't fun because it was fun. The dinner was fun, extremely expensive. I had brought all kinds of wine from Napa, which I had gone to like a month earlier or something like that, and put them all on the table. They opened all of our bottles and we enjoyed ourselves really. But the problem is we couldn't get parking, so we had to walk. And the ladies were walking, I think 2 miles to get to the car, and nobody was happy at the end because, of course, Vegas is cold at New Year's, and it was hard. We ran to go get the car, and it was fun, and then it's not so much fun.
Right.
And going to the Strip to watch fireworks for New Year's, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Would anybody want to do that? Right. You know what? I understand you do it one time. And why do it again? It's like going to, New York, Times Square. Okay, you do it once, you don't ever have to do it again. I mean, but I feel that way about all fireworks.
Right.
You've seen one fireworks, you've seen them all.
Right.
And by the way, you get a better view on television. So
I mean, I have my heated blanket with me, so that's like what I think about. But I think I
understand.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot going on, and what's on the tip of my mind right now is the holiday party tomorrow for work.
Oh, wow.
Look,
holiday parties,
we love a good time. We love a good time with our coworkers. It's a little weird when people start getting really fucked up and they start saying dumb shit. Like last year at our holiday party, won't name names, but it was really weird. I think we started talking, not me, I didn't bring it up, but one of our guys in one of our departments, I'll just be very vague, but he was just talking about how, women want men to serve them,
Women want men to serve them. Okay.
To serve them. Okay. But that's not good because it should be the other way around. Women should be serving men because that is how it's always been. And oh my God. And, women are, look, This is not verbatim, but
Okay.
he used this word.
Use it.
Essentially calling women bitches. He called the women bitches. Bitches, and in the vein of bitches just be ... right?
Bitches be what? Since I don't know the lingo, tell me what it.
No, but it's not even what he said. It's the sheer fact that he addressed us as bitches, addressed women as bitches. Wow. So
I guess he came to the party single, right?
Yes.
And there you go.
Yeah. No, actually, no. I think he had a girlfriend at the time.
It was probably
my coworker.
It was probably his sister.
My coworker of mine, but +1. You know, our one of my bigger bosses is sitting right there looking at him like, dude, what the fuck are you saying, bro? Yeah. You know, and that's just what happens when it's an open bar and there's shots flowing and everyone's acting dumb. And
no one taught him business decorum. Never get drunk in a business event because it doesn't look good for you.
Yeah, and my coworker gets up. She's like, I'm tired of this. She just got up and left.
Right.
Me, right. I'm so stuck and so shook. I'm like, what else bullshit is he gonna say, right? Because I'm waiting for my partner to get here. I'm just like, that's whatever.
Great. That's a shit show.
It was a shit show. So wonderful. We'll see if this year is a shit show.
Okay, that's cool.
we'll see, but. Yeah, I don't even.
I mean, Christmas parties, you know, company parties are always very interesting because you know, my generation, you know, which is obviously, you know, years in the making, but you know, we learned early on that you had a certain decorum.
Yes, you can't get fucked up at holiday parties.
And yes, you know, you know, if it's one of the owners of the company or you know, a big who to do it, you know, in Newport Beach or something like that. It's like, yeah, you tame yourself because there's no reason for it. Yeah. But there's always one person in the crowd that needs to get
more than one.
That needs to get drunk and just act the fool.
I've already been asked by numerous coworkers, "Oh my God, will you take a shot with me at the holiday party?" I'm like, counting on my fingers. That's already 6 shots. Oh my God, I can't do it. You know, and our company, which is great, the benefit that they give us is that, you know, they give us our Uber vouchers and all that crap.
That's good. That's safe.
I like first. Having my car.
Safety first.
So I'm very aware of, oh, sorry, I have to drive. Well,
no, what you can do is you can park your car somewhere and then Uber to your car and then go from there. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, both my partner and I are going to be pulling up from different locations.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You know, you got to be. But again, you have to show face. I'm the manager of my department, so I kind of have to represent the department. But
you know what's funny? We talk about holidays and you know all the shit that happens with families and drama and everything else. And you know, I guess a question for you is, you know, when we look at the traditions in Christmas or you know during these holiday seasons, what is your fondest memory of Christmas? Was it a gift? Was it somewhere you went? What was the fondest thing? Because I have one in mind for myself, which is, you know, I'll share when I was a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
My fondest Christmas memory, I think probably was our last Christmas before you converted to Judaism.
Okay.
So I think I was around 10 years old or so, but I just remember, I also think this was the year that I like caught you or your ex-wife putting a gift under the tree.
Oh, really?
So
at 10 years old, you should have already known.
I don't think I did.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think I did. And even my partner also like didn't know.
Maybe you are a black sheep because by 10 years old, you should have already known.
Yeah, no. I granted, when I was a child, we were actually children. Whereas when my sister was growing up, girls that are her age look like they're 30. You know what I mean? So I looked like a child. My teeth were looking all crazy. Like I didn't get braces until I was much older. Like, you know, when I was 10, I'd look like a 10-year-old girl. Okay. So, I had the 10-year-old mindset.
Right.
I didn't have the internet in the same way that kids do now. But, that year was pretty cool. I feel like you guys really went all out with the gifts. And when you're a kid, that's what you care about. Right.
That's right.
But I remember, and I still have it and I still use it often is, I was just telling my partner about this wallet, but you bought me this wallet from Fossil. It was like a red leather wallet. Okay. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
It had a little cat on it.
Okay.
It had a little white cat with green eyes on it on the wallet, and the little zipper pull was a little dead fish.
Oh.
And it was just, I just thought it was just the cutest wallet ever, and I never probably had met a cat up to that point. I just obviously knew that they existed. But I just remember that year being really fun and the gifts being just so cool and so different.
Okay.
I feel like you guys
Nice.
always came up with like really awesome gifts.
That's right.
And really took
Very
your
nice.
time and really thought about it. I mean,
Cool.
it was from Santa, but
yeah.
And yeah, that was our last Christmas as a family. So I feel like that's why you guys really went all out with it.
Okay.
So
Well, it's funny. I mean, growing up as a kid, you know, when I think of the holiday, I remember one gift I received as a kid. I was probably 10 years old, maybe younger, 7. And it was a Schwinn bike with a banana. Mind you, these are the 70s. So it was a orange Schwinn bike with a banana seat and handlebars with the little frills on the end. And it was there in the hallway or next to all the other presents in the corner. And I remember waking up and running out and just, my eyes just lit up with this bicycle, brand new bicycle. And it was the coolest thing in the world.
Did you think Santa gave it to you, or did you know?
I think a couple years earlier, I had done I had kind of woken up and I thought, what's going on in there? Because my mother used to wait till we went to bed and wrap everything that night.
Right.
I don't think my father ever helped, but yeah. So she would do all that kind of stuff, and they couldn't wrap a bike. So
where did they hide it?
I think it was off. Who knows where it was? But I just remember running out, and we also had the pajamas where everybody wore the same damn pajama, that kind of stuff. And I remember running out and seeing that. And I was like, there's pictures of me with on top of that 10-speed, not 10-speed, but the Schwinn bike, and just smile from one ear to the other. That's probably the one vivid image or event that I can remember, that comes back to me constantly. So
how old were you that year?
That was probably 9, 8, 9, 7, something, whatever. So young. I was young, so it was certainly this. It was the 70s.
That's cute.
Yeah, so
I never heard that story before.
I know.
And it's funny because now I feel like gifts and gifts are so special, and when we're able to give each other gifts and we really get the time to think about it, and money's not really that restrictive or that much of an issue. It's really fun, but like. I told my partner that I'm like, this year, since we're traveling, let's just like have gifts be simple.
Sure.
I told him, you want to know what I really need and really want? I want a new pair of running shoes.
Perfect. And practicality, utilitarian.
Yes.
Gift.
I'm like, I've already ran through mine. Yeah. Figuratively and literally. Sure. And I would love to pick them out if that's okay. And he's like,
never
okay.
make a mistake and get something that your partner doesn't like, because they'll say, oh, this is so wonderful. And then it'll be a week or 2 weeks later, I really don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
Well,
just tell me.
Thankfully he's really good at giving gifts, but like I was so happy that he allowed me to, he's like, all right, then let's just go to REI today. Pick them out. I'll wrap them, put them under the tree, and you can wear them, and start running with them after Christmas. I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, I learned early. I learned as well that, you know what, I made a mistake once and then never again. You know what, just what do you want? And luckily for me, she's extremely practical. She wants a utility gift as well, something she can use and not some gift that she'll never use or whatever, want to return it. Yeah. So I just ask. Here it is.
And it's funny because I just realized this a couple weeks ago. That any time that we had been in Sephora or had been in Ulta or walking around the mall or whatever, I guess Jacob had been taking pictures of things. I'm like, oh my God, I love this brand.
Oh, so he was
taking notes. So he's got
taking pictures. Oh,
and I've got notes in my phone too of like things I would like to get him in the future, or whatever.
Smart.
Because I'd be like, how did you know I was one?
Very
and
cool.
he's just like, girl, I'm paying attention.
Good deal. Very cool.
So we'll kind of wrap this around and end with a little segment. I've taken the liberty of coming up with different segments and different questions to ask you. And I think for our holiday special, I think the most important question, or something that I think will kind of help bring us around, is, obviously Christmas Day, there's lots of things happening, right?
Sure.
My partner's family celebrating, your family celebrating, our Filipino family is celebrating on that day.
We seem like very international, don't we?
We are. Yeah, okay. We are a very multicultural family.
Multi-religious, multicultural.
Yes, which is a blessing.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Eve, I'm going to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, my mom's side of the family is celebrating.
Okay.
My question for you is, what do you think I should do?
Specifically
about my uncle that I have some issues with that will be there.
Well, that situation was tough for you. Mm-hmm. It created a rift between you and your mom for quite some time, mm-hmm. among other things, but that specifically was of late. I would think that...
and the last time I've spoken to him or seen him was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Which was a contentious event. I didn't even get to see my mom on that day.
I think that, you should feel safe. Mm-hmm. Mentally, mm-hmm. Physically, that's not going to be an issue, but I think mentally, I think you should be safe.
The biggest issue is that, if I don't go, then I miss out on seeing Grandpa on
Christmas
Christmas
Eve. But you can always see your grandfather any time of the week. Mm-hmm. You don't need an event to do that. Mm-hmm. And I think that might be a better way of handling it. So mm-hmm. go see your grandfather right after you get back from your holiday. Spend, a few hours with him. And maybe your aunt won't be there, so you can actually have some alone time with your grandfather and say hello, and make sure you say hello from me as well.
I mean, I have an issue with her too, but exactly.
My uncle. Exactly. So what I'm saying to you is go spend some time with your grandfather outside of the holidays, and then you've cured that particular problem. And if you don't want to be in the same room, because it's still, an uncomfortable experience, don't do it. Happiness first. And you know what? Your mother just needs to understand that. Mm. That's the bottom line. So there you go. Your thoughts? Maybe?
I mean, the child guilt is real, when you disappoint your parent because, my mom asked me, what's the plan? What are you going to do? And I was honest with her I try to see her once a week for food or whatever, just, hang out with the dogs and stuff. And, I told her very honestly, Jacob was there. And I said, I'm struggling. I don't know what the best decision is to do. And she said, oh, well, you just gotta let it go.
No, that's her wishes. That's her perspective. Of course. The reality is, no, not necessarily.
Right. And when I explained to her, that I'm trying to turn a new leaf in life. And, when we think about how I can be more Christ-like.
Oh, okay.
Forgiveness is...
I can't speak to that stuff.
Right.
But, okay.
but forgiveness is so important. And, but also living in peace and trying your best to stay away from negativity or people that bring out the worst in you.
Then you have the answer without even asking.
There's also that as well.
I think you have the answer. So, and sometimes that's the right answer is the one you already knew what it was. So,
well, we'll see how it goes.
That approach. So
we'll see.
Well, this was
fun. The holiday special.
Our holiday special. So
we've got Christmas coming up, or my holiday party for work, and then Hanukkah and then New Year's. So we'll see if we're alive at the end of it.
There's a lot coming down that in the next few days of this month. So I want to thank all of you for joining us on Life in the Bitter Truth. And again, please like and subscribe. You can find us on YouTube.
And all the
Apple
places.
Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon. And
also make sure to support Huerita Vintage Until Death Vintage if you're looking for last minute holiday gifts and you're into that kind of stuff. Sure. We've got stores in Monrovia and in Upland, California. Very far from each other, Great. But I promise you it makes sense.
And please, yeah, and if you can leave us comments, we're always interested in wanting to hear from people who have an opinion and have comments about
tell us what you think.
Tell us what you think, because we'll take it in and do what we can to understand it,
right?
Without getting too upset.
Well, I'm glad I feel a little bit better about the holidays after talking about this.
Good.
So appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.